Hello, this is Deborah from Arts Debz Style. I've got a Waratah here I've made in air dry clay. It's the first go of it, and it took a while to work out how to structure it. Today I'm going to try and make a smaller one, I hope. I kept building out and it got quite big. So I want to make a smaller one for an artwork that I'm thinking of. So I'm just going to put that aside and try and do some of the ways I did the other one. See if I can reconstruct it. So all I did, I started off with a round disc that I've made a point to. And it's smaller than my other one, so we'll see how we go. It's going to be fiddly. As you can see, I've made just some little rip-off bits from the clay to give me a start for the video. And all I'm going to do is start putting pieces onto the clay. So each little bit I'm going to roll, make more like a cylinder, and add it into the clay. So it's a very nice, calming, repetitive task, but fiddly. I feel like I need smaller fingers. It's not easy holding all the tiny little bits and putting them together. Might be easier. So I'm just building it up. Basically looking for a texture. I'm not really styling all the bits. It's giving a definition of a shape, an idea, and when it's complete, it will look the part when it's all complete. There's no way I can do very small detail on the ends, the shapes and things, without sort of squishing into the air dry clay. Even if I had really good definition on the ends, when I tried to place it on the clay and push down, it would certainly change its shape, which I found out on the other video when I tried to be quite particular. That's how I started getting all these little pieces in one by one, and it does. I'm just going to put a little bit of water on that. It does require a bit of patience and a lot of strategy here, putting the size and the pieces where they're meant to sort of form. It sort of starts to build itself after a while, and you can see where the bits can go. It's that start up, getting that part built up. And I hope to make a few more of these later on, if this works out. If I can get a small one made and it dries and it sits well, I'll make another one. In previous videos I've shown how I've made a rose. I've made little flowers, sort of like little daisies, like a flannel flower. I've made some leaves, just to start going on a small egg mold structure. Some of the things I've made, I've gotten quite big, like the flowers here. And they might be too big to go on what I want. They're sort of getting up there with the size of the Waratah that I made. I did make some smaller little roses after making a big one. So I've tried to cut down my sizing and get smaller. I've got these little egg molds that I'd been making just out of a tray I got from a shop, and when this is drying at the moment, I'm going to put a decoration on top. So these ones are quite big for it, but not bad. I kind of like that. I was like, well, man, this is, yeah, I kind of like that. But I was looking more towards little petite ones, and I even tried to get like that's the size of that one, but sorry, I haven't had my cup of tea this morning. I started to get a little bit smaller and smaller again, so I'm trying to work my way down. So it's easier to build something large and work out how it goes, and not try and do the fiddly detail, and work out how the pathway, I would say, how the pathway goes to building it, and then trying to downsize it to a shape that you want to go on specific sized things, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it smaller to fit on these little egg molds. I had a plan in mind for Easter, but the egg molds have spent days excuse me, days trying to dry, and because we've had rain, and I don't know if you can hear it, but there is rain going on outside. There was thunder earlier, lightning, quite a downfall. We're copping a bit of rain the last couple of days. We've had recent floods, and this rain's making it a bit more of a flooding of lower lying areas. Maybe there'll be some mild rain and trouble coming off this, but don't really want to talk about that part with the rain. So this is me up early this morning with the noise of it, and I thought I would put myself to use and get in and try one of these Waratahs. So I'm just building it up, and as things fall off, I'm just getting them and pushing them back into place where they were. I put a bit of water on the bottom of it to make it a little bit moist, but I just didn't want to poke around too much with the water, because they can get quite slippery and your pieces can come off as well. So I'm just going to get some ones that are going to hang out the end a bit more, so I can start to get the side structures going on, and I will have to get some bigger pieces to build that up. Okay, sorry, my hands have been in the way all that time. I'm just going to use this one for some bigger pieces, building out the side. And get those bits starting to come up that they look more 3D up in the front. And then I start building out into the sides. and getting larger with the spread out there. Get all these bits that are sticking. There we go, it's starting to take shape. Might have to get a bit of water onto that bit. A few more big ones. Gonna get some more clay in a minute. Unwrap some more clay that's been sealed up. So it's a bit wetter. It might help stick these other bigger pieces that I'm starting to form out on the sides. There's less talking today, there's more concentration on what I'm doing. That's looking nice. Okay, we're getting there. So in a little while, I'm going to start structuring bigger ones as I'm going around. I keep pressing on the top, but I'm going to go over with the skewer and give it a bit more definition. So you can see I'm building out with it. Couple more little ones in the front there, get that up and built. Right. Okay, so you can see I've just changed to another line where I've built it up larger. So I'm going to get some pointy bits starting to structure and some larger size going in. And I did notice with the Waratah that the petals go inward. A lot of the plants that you do, the petals are coming out and they're flopping out and shaping the other way, but the Waratah, with the start of it, it's all closed up, and then there's leaves that come out. So usually when you see a flower, it's all open like this. I've moved it up because I'm putting it on the eggshell, but this likes to be all closed up, and they do curl over a bit, so I am going to curl them in a little while. I'm just going to get enough petals here. Petals, leaves, if I'm saying it both the same, you're just going to have to work out that I'm talking about the same thing here, because it does feel like leaves that I'm making, because I've just been making a whole heap of little leaves. So I'm doing the same sort of forming, so I keep thinking I'm putting leaves on things, but it's actually the petal part. So this one's going to get right up in there. Another one in the middle. But I don't want to cover up too much from the rest of the flower inside. I still want to be able to see it from a few different angles. So this is a nice side leaf, this one. It's going to go in there. Which might fall off, I didn't push that one in too good. I'm going to get up with this one as well. There we go. And one more in the middle. Sorry, I might be working out of the camera. I'm not watching the camera, I'm watching my work here. Okay, that second one's maybe a bit smaller. Okay, last one I think. Right, so now these, I want to curl them over a bit. So I'm just putting the kebab stick underneath to get a bit of a curl, and some I can poke over. So this one's going to go over, and I want more of a point on the ends of these as well, and just have it all sitting inward. So it's all cuddling in that way, and one more little piece just to even that up. Oh, I've gone bigger again now. This is the thing, I keep doing it. So I've gone bigger than I've planned. It's my fingers that are really liking to handle the size. Okay. I do want that one curled up a bit. I'm just going to bend it. I did make it a bit fatter. We might leave it since it's going that way. And then I've got a bit of blending just down the bottom here that I want to keep these together. So I'm just joining the clay together down there at that point. And I'll go around the back later on and tidy up underneath. But for now I want to show you how I'm doing the petals. So we've got the construction going there, and I'll blend this over here a bit. And then all I've got left, it's gone a bit of a wild, I will fix the top. All I do is I go around and I start pulling out those ones that were there, and I get a little bit of shape, and I add some extra little ones, some dots. So things like getting these tiny little ones here. They might be dry by now though. I'll pick some fresh ones. So all I do is I just add some little dots to the top. That's probably a bit bigger. Where I've built up before. And that will still keep that effect where I had built up if I can't pull them out, because I had been working in a lot of detail. Things get pretty dry up the other side. So some of my detail needs to sort of get back in there and stick around and form up. So I'm going to get into that later and shape some pieces that will sit up as well on top of there. So the other part to this is the leaves, and I'm going to just make one little leaf that sticks out the side here. Try and make a bit of a fatter, longer leaf there. And I'm going to get that to stick up this way. And I'm blending the clay at the bottom with the part of the flower, just to hold it still, and later I will do some more detailing to get these pieces joined together. So I'm going to leave my leaf there. Also, at the end, I will do some detailing. So where the leaves are, they're actually not straight, they're rather prickly, and I go around and I add some detailing and texture. So I'm just going to make probably 3 leaves, and I'm going to stick one out on the other side. So I'm just getting it ready to go in here. Same sort of way, I'm attaching it from underneath. And I will blend all this together later. It's just getting the shape and showing you what I'm doing. And I'll pick it up in a little while when I go and get more detail and things into it later, and I'll show you when it's in one of the next videos when it dries, but you'll get the idea of what I'm doing now. So I did go quite large. I think it's turned out larger than the other one. So I would say with everything, practice, 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 and it was a lot easier for me to build it up that way with my fingers trying to get around everything. But I do like little details, so I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to make another one after this and see if I can try and downsize. So this is another leaf. I'm just going to add it in the middle and underneath, blending it in. I'll show you how. I'll just turn this over. So when I'm blending in, I do have this tool. I do like this tool. It helps me get things. So later on, I'll pick it up and I'll blend everything in around the bottom, and it will smooth things off. But for now, I'm just showing you. So the leaf, this one, I will point it more and I will curl it down. And I do want these ones to kind of sit on top of it. So